And Superman is back, and it's actually Superman. It's Kal-El. It's Clark Kent. It's not one of the boys. It's not Connor or John. It's not. It's none of that. It's a Superman Kal-El Clark Kent title for the first time in a long time. Superman Unlimited, of course, DC Comics. The team on this is Dan Slott and Raphael Albuquerque, and what can I say about those guys? Just two of the most prolific and amazing creators with their hands on everything and anything in the industry. Just amazing guys that have produced a body of work and built up the respect and deservedly so within the industry. So it's great to see them teamed up for this title. I'm not a big Superman fan. Of course, I know, just like everybody else, I know the basic story of Superman probably more than the basic story than most people. And I've done my share of Superman reading over the years, and my only issue with him is ultimately that he is not human. And by that, I mean that because of his superpowers and his ability to do whatever he wants ultimately, certainly in terms of anything that humans can do or achieve, he is beyond the understanding of human interaction. Even though they try to put him into it and they try to make him into like an illegal alien, they've done that a few times, things like that, and they try to get that social angle, that personable human angle into this alien super character. It just doesn't work for me. I'm a Batman person. I'm a human person. Don't really need the superpowers. Humans themselves are a superpower. We are extremely special and rare, even though there are so many of us on this one rock floating through space. Two really good ones of us, the best of us, are not the average of us, and so we're pretty amazing ourselves. And I just never got the Superman thing, but that doesn't mean that I don't have the proper respect for the character and the people who do the character and the work that they've tried to do to make him as human as possible over the years, and to make it a human story, a relatable human story. And they're setting that up here, which is kind of neat because they're recognizing the past, and this is what and the future. They're recognizing the past and the future, and that's what everything that DC has been working on the last year or so, since the dawn of DC, this sort of relaunch and into Absolute and Unlimited, and the vision, the two worlds, the two universes divided. So you have the dark Superman, or the dark universe that's based on the sort of dark side energy, and then you have the light universe, the Superman centric universe. And it seems to be consistent with what they're doing. And so I thought I'd crack it open. The Absolute stuff has been really good, but it's been different. It's been, clearly different and meant to be. And so it's wanting to know what they're going to do with the Unlimited side of it, this side that we should all recognize, but then and still make it fresh and not have it be the same thing over and over again. Superhero fatigue, it's a real thing. So Superman, he's out there, and on the day that the Daily Planet has been bought out by this sort of media group, and they're switching from, the newspaper thing, they've held on to that as long as they possibly could, and there's a few of those in real life existing around the nation. They could have switched to digital media things a long time ago. They're finally making it, but they're teamed up now. They're owned by this sort of questionable company. Their name's not so great, and so they're trying to attach themselves to the Daily Planet, which has a reputation for seeking out truth and justice, and that's what they do. And so they're worried about that compromise, but they agree to let Lois sort of run things, and this is all happening on, it's Lois's big day. She's now running the paper, this media company now, and Supes is out there being Superman. She knows this, though. They're married. This is how you have to read this to figure out where in this story you're at, and what they're trying to give you some idea of what they're going to move forward with in terms of canon, and what you can look forward to in terms of having to understand the backstory of this Superman character. And so he's out there being super, and he's saving everyone, and everything is fine, and he's sort of doing his narrative thing about saving the world, and questioning whether he himself is as good as he thinks he is, that sort of stuff. And then the League calls up, and there's an extinction level threat that they've detected. It's a giant asteroid headed for Earth, and most of the League is off, apparently in deep space somewhere. They don't go into that. This is sort of C players, not that I would call Green Arrow C player or anyone else. Okay, it's not Batman, it's not John, it's not the main Justice League guys, Flash people. They're not there. They're off elsewhere, and we don't know where yet at this point. So it's up to Supes, and the asteroid just turns out to be more than expected. Clark is his whole life as Superman, and Clark is flashing before his eyes from being launched off what he understands as having been told afterward, even being launched off his planet and saved from the destruction of Krypton, and in his youth, and knowing Lana and Lex growing up on the farm with his father John and Martha the mother, and their life there. Crypto, him as Superboy, the Pram, the rocket ship that he was launched off in, the Fortress of Solitude, his love and marriage to Lois, Lex discovering kryptonite and using it as a weapon, Doomsday, the Superman, the reign of the Superman. All of this is in there. It's all in this tight little package as they set up for this new storyline, and I'll let you know where I go along with it, because I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give them a chance to make me like Superman, and it's not that I read The Death of Superman. How do you kill this almost impervious being from another planet, and especially if you don't use kryptonite? What are they going to do? Just really looking forward to what they can do with this, because so much of what DC has done and just turning things down, taking control, redirecting things, pointing things in the right direction, finding the right teams. It's all paying off, and so I'm excited for them, and I'm excited for me as a reader, and us as readers and collectors out here. It's in your local comic shops now. Superman Unlimited #1. If you can't find one, you're not looking hard enough. But visit me at Amazing Fantasies. This one's everywhere. AmazingFantasies.com, or stop by the store sometime if you're ever in Topeka, Kansas.